Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another video. If you clicked on this, you're probably in the solar industry, and today is gonna be a banger video because I will exactly show you how to write high converting solar copy that you can use for your paid ads, for example, if you're running Facebook ads, that you can use on your website, so homepage or landing page, and pretty much in any scenario, because writing good copy will always be something, especially in the solar industry, that is extremely important to differentiate yourself from other people and make more money, basically. So let's get into this. I don't want to waste your time. First of all, I'm going to go about key principles of writing copy and also solo copy, and then I will go about more specific, like in the industry, I will go about benefits and angles of solar and incentives that you can leverage in your copy. And if you are in the industry, you probably know more about this than me, but I still wanted to address this because it's a very important point. And then I want to show you how to write a good hook, give you a few examples. Then I want to show you how to write a good body, and give you two examples, and how to write a good call to action. So generally speaking, your copy always consists out of a hook, a body, and a call to action. So with the hook, you want to capture the reader's attention. With the body, it's the largest part. You want to basically say everything that you want to say in your copy, and with the call to action, you want to get them to the next stage, basically. So key principles. First of all, and I wrote this at the top on purpose because this is like the most important one. You need to be different, because when you look at people who are running ads in the solar space, or even if you just go to solar companies' websites, they will pretty much write the same thing. Like pretty much everyone is doing the same thing. So every copy looks kind of like the same, just with different words. Every website looks different, but when you read the stuff, it's always the same thing. It's always, you can go solar for $0 down and eliminate your electricity bill and see if you qualify or whatever. It's always the same stuff. So the main thing, if you take anything from this video, is to try to be different, try to be creative, and try to have like different angles than other people. And there are a lot of different benefits of solar, and there are a lot of different angles how you can promote those benefits, and I will go over those angles, benefits, and incentives in a second. But you can use all those different angles basically to differentiate yourself from other people. This is like the most important thing. Then as I said, a copy consists out of a hook, a body, and a call to action. Generally speaking, with a hook, it's a hook should be like short and punchy. I will go over that specific in a second, but you should have like a punchy hook, a body that basically contains your information. It's the largest part, but should still be like very should still be like entertaining and not too long. And then you want to have a call to action where you basically say, I don't know, click this button, do this to get this, and then they will do what you want them to do and basically become a lead. So another key principle. Then make it short and precise, minimize words, leave out unnecessary information. So this is very important, because I see this all the time, that people write like fucking, I don't know, 100 paragraphs, and they think like the more information I put in there, the better it is. But that's just not true. Nobody wants to read a book. Make it short, make it just a few lines, put everything in there that needs to be in there, and leave everything out that doesn't need to be in there. So minimize the words, make it short, precise, maybe use numbers, and make it like punchy and fun to read, basically. I mean, if you have like a homepage and you want to write copy for your homepage, that's like a different kind of scenario, because a homepage is like, there you may want to do like longer text and article kind of things. It should still be like fun to read and easy to read, but for SEO, so search engine optimization purposes, you want to have longer text on a homepage, and that's okay. But let's say on a landing page or in your ads, you really want to keep it very short and sweet. So next key principle, each line of copy buys you another few seconds of attention. So this is a very important key principle, because you need to imagine, like, when somebody reads your copy, they may read the first line, and if the first line is the hook, right? So if you hit the hook good, like if you have a very good hook, then they will keep reading. This buys you like, let's say 3, 4, 5 seconds of time, and they will keep reading. But when the second line is as, and is very fucking boring and doesn't address like your ICPs or your ideal customer profile, then they will stop reading. But if the second line is also great, this will buy you another 5 seconds of time. And then if the third line is also great, another 5 seconds of time. And your goal is to buy another 3, 4, 5 seconds of time, basically, with every single line, so that they get to the end, basically, that as many people as possible get to the end and take the action that you want them to take. So they come to the call to action. So this can apply like to a video if you write a script for a video. And this can apply for a text. So in a video, this would buy you like a few more seconds of watch time. Then next key principle: a 5-year-old should be able to read or understand it, and you don't make it too complicated. Yeah, so very easy. You need to just when you write your copy, keep in mind that you make it like very understandable. Don't use like too many fancy words and trying to sound smart, or don't use too many industry specific words like net metering, because nobody knows what that is if they are not investigated into the topic of solar. So try to make it like as like a 5-year-old could read it. So very simple words, very simple sentence structures, not too long sentences, just to the point and very simple to read. Then next key principle, this is like more specific to solar, but there are two groups of people. So on the one hand, you got the people who want to go solar and are already like searching for the best company, and on the other hand, you got the big group of people who are not very investigated into solar. So of course, the people who already want to go solar, this group is like way more competitive, because every solar company is trying to target this group, because of course, when you can, like, they are already like in the mindset of, okay, I want solar, I need solar, I'm just searching for the best company. So in this case, you want to basically give them specific benefits of your company and where they should go solar with you instead of anyone else, and it's just more competitive and way harder to get those people to buy. But if you can manage to do this, if your company is great and you can manage to do this especially works in local communities. Like when you say, if you're local in this country or in this area, then we are the best, and you can actually bring that across, then this will probably be the best group to target. And the second big group is basically the group of people who are not very investigated into solar. So maybe they heard a thing or two, but they are not really sure. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because you like the way you target those groups is fundamentally different. So the one group is already interested in solar. For example, when we talk about the hook, you say something like searching to go solar in this area, and then you will target those kind of people. And when you write your copy, but you want to target like the less competitive, bigger group of people, then you want to say something like, are you tired of the rising electricity costs? You can cut your electricity bill right now, and blah blah blah. So this way you basically don't immediately talk about solar, but you talk about like benefits of solar, and you're trying to like spark their interest in solar. So very fundamentally different. Then the last key principle I wrote down here is to keep the copy targeted to one specific group of people instead of mixing. So this applies to those big groups. You don't want to mix like different target audience. For example, when you write your copy, you just keep in mind, okay, who is the person, like the specific person that I want to target right now with this copy. And you can even go like deeper into this. For example, right now, like those are the big two big groups basically. But you can go deeper into this and say, okay, like in the group of people who are not very investigated into solar, there are also people who may have an electricity bill of $100 or $200, and there are people who have an electricity bill of $400 or $500. Very different. Or there are people who have like, and I will go about benefits and angles in a second. This is pretty much what I'm talking about right now. But there are people who want to increase their home value with solar, and there are people who want to cut their electric bill with solar. There are people who want to contribute to a more sustainable future, and there are people who want to save money. So you should really like be very specific with targeting just a single group and not mixing it, because if you're trying to go broad and basically talk to everyone, you will talk to no one. And if you're really specific want to like target one specific kind of group of people, and they will read this copy, and you can bring it in front of their faces, then this will work way better than just going trying to talk like to everyone. So those were the key principles. Now I want to go over the different solar benefits and angles. So for example, the first one is lowers or eliminates electricity costs and therefore saves money. So this is the first benefit and angle, the most obvious, the most low-hanging fruit. Everyone is doing this. Of course, it's the main benefit of going solar. The financial benefit of getting rid of your electric bill, very straightforward. Then we got the second benefit or angle, which is increases home value. Again, this is like very, very different from the first one, because let's say if we target people who want to increase their home value, this is like a very different kind of people. Maybe they own like property, maybe they own real estate, and they got people living in there, and now they want to install solar to increase the home's worth and make more money. Or maybe they just own the home themselves, and they're not really struggling with their electric bill, but they're still interested in increasing their property value, and maybe they want to sell their property at one point. So those are like two very different motivations. And then with the third one, which is contribute to a more sustainable future. So those three are the three main ones basically. So the third one, of course, is like very different from those financially driven benefits basically, because yeah, I mean, on the one hand we got the people who want to save money, make money. On the other hand, we got people who want to save the planet, save the future, contribute to the environment, and there's like a very different motivation. And they may have like enough money to pay for their electricity bill and everything, but they want to do something good for the future, for the environment. But you can also, in this case, mix this a little bit and use this as another argument for people who want to lower their electric bill, because I mean, they lower their electric bill, but they also get this, and they also contribute to a more sustainable future. Then in the fourth part, the fourth benefit, I wrote down independence and safety from rate hikes and utility companies. Actually, those four are the main things, because this is also extremely important. This is like a very big one. People just don't feel safe. So especially like in America, you see like we got very high rate hikes every single month. Like rates are increasing. It's a very unstable situation right now. And we can make use of that by basically saying that solar will give them independence and safety from rate hikes and from the big utility companies that are basically robbing them. So this is another benefit that or another angle that you can basically do with your copy, gain independence. Then we got the net metering. This is maybe even more of like some kind of incentive, but I also wrote it down here. It's also in here, I think. For those of you who don't know, net metering is just that you get credits by sending energy back to the grid. So you produce more energy than you need, send it back to the grid, and you will get credits for future electricity bills. And this can also be like a very good benefit, and maybe even more of like as I said, like an incentive, because yeah, this is just extremely beneficial for solar system owners. And I think net metering is not in every state or country, but if it's in your country, you can make benefit of this and say, hey, here where you live, you can do this, and this is extremely good. So next thing, now is the best time to go solar. You will benefit from the incentives when you go solar right now, because now is the best time. The world is getting greener, so your state supports you when you go solar, and therefore you get those incentives, but you only get them right now. So this is another benefit if you go solar right now. And then specific company benefits, again, this is only if you target people who are already interested in going solar. Then you can I mean, not only even like if you target people who are not as investigated into solar, you should still have, like, of course, company benefits that you show them, like why should they go with you, especially after you basically got them as a lead. You want to nurture them with email sequences saying, giving them like reviews and testimonials of your company. I got a whole video on my YouTube channel where I talk about this 7-day email nurturing sequence, but But essentially, if you want to target people who are already interested in solar, you want to convince them that your company is better than other companies, while if you target people who are not investigated into solar, you first want to sell them on the idea of going solar in the first place. So then we want to talk about incentives, and the incentives in this case, in this industry, are basically your offer, because this is your offer at the end of the day, and the offer is always extremely important. If you do online marketing, ads, whatever, even on your website, you need to mention those incentives and make use of them. And of course, we got federal incentives. So this is something like everybody knows about this: the 30% federal tax credit for homeowners and tax savings for businesses. I think they can just save tax like this, like commercial solar, but I'm mainly focusing on residential solar here. So yeah, but we got federal incentives. Then we got local incentives. There's like incentives that are only in certain states and areas of the US, for example. So, for example, California Solar Initiative, which is pretty much like a cashback. Like when you install solar, you get like $1,000 cashback or something like this. And you can basically search for local incentives in your area and your state. And this is pretty powerful, because when you target with your copy like a specific group of people in your state or area, you can say, hey, here, right here, and only here, we got this incentives, and you can make use of this. So very powerful, and you can also like differentiate for yourself from other people who are advertising in other areas. So a good thing, you should do your research on this. And then your own unique offer. So this is apart from those like incentives, government incentives and whatever, is your own unique offer. So this is where you can be like very creative, especially when you get your own solar company, of course, and you're basically your own boss. You can basically do whatever you want in terms of offers. If you're like a dealer of a big company, this will be like more complicated, of course, because it's like pretty hard to bring your own kind of offer in there, but you can be creative with this. So for example, some solar companies offer an like X amount of discount, so you can say like $500 or $1,000 discount if you do this right now. You can also position like those local incentives, like the cashback, as your own offer, as your own unique offer. You can say, instead of California offers cashback, you can say, we offer, if you offer, go with us in the next 30 days, we offer you this. But it's at the end of the day, it's just a local incentive. But this is what you can do. Some companies also offer the first 6 months of loan payment refunded. Those are like the big companies. Again, if you're like a dealer or something, then you may want to have like maybe not such a like big offer, and maybe you can't do that. So you can do something very simple, like actually, like if you sign up right now for free consultation, I will give you a $25 or $50 Amazon gift card. So this is like something that works pretty well. It's those like small little gifts, people want that. And there's like also a very big key principle actually that I maybe should have wrote down here, is that you don't want to, especially like people who are new to solar, if you want to target them, you shouldn't try to sell them on the solar installation and the end result yet. So at this stage, when you write your copy, for example, you want to sell them on booking the appointment and becoming a lead. So you don't say, if you go solar with my company, or if you go solar with me, you will get this, and you rather want to say, if you book a free non-obligation consultation with me, then you will get this. And then you can of course do like much smaller offers, like a $50 Amazon gift card. But this is really an investment that's worth it, because you want to get as much people in, and if you're good at selling and bringing the point across, you can sell anybody on going solar in a free consultation, because it just financially makes sense. So and there are of course like many more offers and incentives, especially, that you can read into. You should do your research on this. So you got like basically a big arsenal of different weapons you can use, of different offers you can use on your copy and angles, because this is also main part. You want to have like many different bricks you can put together, many different things that you can try, because only writing one copy with one incentive, one offer won't bring you far. You need like 5 to 10 different different copies that all have like different angles. You can do like one copy for this angle, one copy for this benefit, one copy for this, one copy for this, and then you can also bring different copies for the different incentives in there, and basically be creative and come up with multiple things and test them against each other. This is like the most important thing, also a key principle actually. And then I want to go into how to actually write something like a good copy, a good hook. First of all, so first of all, you want to call out your audience by location, situation, and pain points. So you want to talk to them. So you want to again, like location, meaning like where they live, what is their country, what is their state, if you want to target statewide, and then their specific situation, for example, what is their utility company or whatever, and then their pain points. So yeah, and you don't just say California homeowners or something, because like if you ever saw like Facebook ads, everybody and their mom is using this to basically target, basically call out their audience. But this is like extremely broad. I mean, if you target more specific, if you target like in a specific neighborhood area or country, then you can maybe do this. So instead of saying California homeowners, you say Los Angeles homeowners, or maybe even like even more specific, and then you can do this. Then this will be effective. But doing California homeowners and call your audience out like this won't do too much. Like, this is not too good. So you want to be more creative. I will show you some examples in a second that work really well, instead of just doing something like this. And then you want to highlight one pain point and one solution. You don't have to do the solution. You can, in the hook, you can also highlight the pain point, and then they keep reading, and in the body you highlight the solution. But you want to have one pain point, one solution, and you want to make a promise in the hook. This is also, like, again, you don't have to do this, but this is something pretty good. If you always have to think, like, you want them, after they read the hook, you want to keep you want to spark their interest, basically, so they keep reading. So you want to make some kind of a promise that they want to keep reading. Then the hook should be punchy. So it's the most important line of the whole copy, and it gets the reader to stop and actually read the rest of the copy. So it should be like short, punchy. It should be like everything that you got, put it in there, is the most important part. You want to make this very entertaining, like short, to the point, not too many words, one line, punchy. Then next thing, either ask a specific question that your ICP, so your ideal customer profile, your ideal customer, related to, or use a statement. So yeah, either a question in the hook or a statement, like for example, tired of rising electricity costs, question, or statement, you can cut your electricity bill right now, or I will go over about some examples in a second. Then using numbers will make the hook more compelling and to the point. So instead of using long words and writing out everything, like you wanna get into like the numbers, and you wanna like this is like the punchy thing that I was talking about. You wanna have those punchy numbers that here, 12.8%, 2024, $300. So this is like very like numbers. So to go into the examples, I wrote like for the hook 3 examples, and you can have way more like different hooks to test against each other. I would recommend like having 4, 5, 6 hooks that you test, because the hook is extremely important. So first of all, the first example is PG&E, which is Pacific Gas and Electric. This is like the biggest utility company in California. So as said, you want to target the audience by location, and I do this indirect. Instead of saying like everybody else saying California homeowners, I say PG&E, because when they read this, they know, hey, this is my utility, and this is the utility here in my area in California. So they will be automatically targeted pretty much by location, and even more, like they will be targeted by their specific here situation, location, situation, pain point. So situation, they are PG&E is their utility bill. So that's a personal situation, which makes this hook like way more compelling to them. and then is raising your rates 12.8% in 2024. Again, I use the numbers. And make it punchy. Topping an average monthly bill of $300, and the rate hikes won't stop. So here we have the pain point. Is raising your rates 12.8%, topping an average monthly bill of $300. So this is like the pain. It's like they feel the pain. They can imagine this $300 bill, and they're raising the rates even more, and they have enough, and the rate hikes won't stop. This is like the part that gets them to keep reading, and because they want to read more about this, of course. Like we've basically mentioned this pain point of them, and they are at PG&E, and their electric bill is very high. So, and the rate hikes won't stop. Okay, they want to keep reading. Or alternatively, PG&E raised your rates 46% in the last 4 years. So this makes it more dramatic actually, because this is like crazy, 46%. So in the last 4 years, and will increase at 12% this year. So this really puts to show like how crazy those rate hikes are. And then good news, the state helps you to eliminate your electric bill for good. And then of course they will want to keep reading. This is like different from here, because here we basically have this pain point, and then we have this basically scare them a little bit and say, and the rate hikes won't stop. So okay, this is like a different approach, but this also works, saying like including your solution or your benefit in the hook, or teasing your solution more. So good news, the state helps you to eliminate your electric bill for good. So they will want to keep reading. Okay, how does the state help me, and can I actually eliminate my electric bill? And then example 2, tired of the rising electricity costs. So this is like the question I was talking about. Instead of using a statement like here, we use a question and directly speak to our customers, our ideal customers. And then you can cut your electric bill in half and finally gain independence by taking advantage of this program. So here again, we also have the benefit. Again, tired of rising electricity costs. This also evokes like the pain point. Okay, rising electricity costs, we all got it. And then the benefit or the solution, you can cut your electric bill in half and finally gain independence. So this part is like, as I told you, we got the different angles here. So in this case, I also brought in this angle of independence and safety from utility companies. So it's very different from the other hook actually. So here I talk about independence, here I don't. So this is like something that's maybe worth testing against each other. And then we also got example 3, thinking about going solar. Here are 3 common solar myths that other solar companies probably lied about to you. And this, again, if you remember, we got the 2 groups. One group is investigated into solar, one group is not. And with this hook, we're targeting people who already are considering to go solar. So let's say they've done their research, maybe they talk to a few companies, and then we come along and say, here are 3 common solar myths that other solar companies probably lied about to you. So they will want to keep reading and want to see, hey, what are those myths? Maybe I got lied to by solar companies, even though they've already done their research on solar. So this way we can target them. And there are like, this is actually a thing, like there are like many solar myths, like you can go solar for completely free and get paid. Something like there are like many people who run advertisements or whatever and pretty much lying about what you can actually do with solar. So you can use something like this. And then you also want to be able to write a good body. So as I said, the body is the main part. I would say still the hook is more important, because if you write a banger hook, then they will keep reading, and even if the body is not too good, like they will probably, if it's not too long, read through. And yeah, of course the body is still super important, like extremely important, don't get me wrong. And then what are like the key principles? So first of all, don't make it too long, don't use unnecessary words. Same thing, especially at the body, because the body is the largest part, but you still, even though it's the largest part, you don't want to make it too long. Like let's say your hook, you have a punchy one-liner, then your body should be like maybe 2-3 lines, four lines max if you do paid advertising, for example, on Facebook, because people don't have this attention span to read through. If your copy is like amazing and you're like the best copywriter in the world, then you might get away with actually writing a very long copy, like I don't know, I'm talking like 10-20 paragraphs. But this is, you can only get away with this if you like 110% basically read your ICP's mind, so your ideal customer's mind. So if you want to write very long copy, then you need to really know what you're doing, and I guess if you're watching this video, this is not the case. So just do it short, precise. Even if you don't put some information in there, you can always, like after they became a lead, you can always give them more information. So very important. Then if it's a text, structure it well and use paragraphs. This is also super important. I see this all the time, that people just write it like a big block, like they start writing their copy and it basically looks like this. So it's just a big block of letters basically and words, and you don't want to do this. You rather want to structure this and do it like this. Like this is your hook, this is your body. I don't know, you get what I mean. It's, you want to make it like more, you want to make it easier to read, and you can also use like emojis, like a little check marks, and then list like the benefits as bullet points basically, and this will make the copy way easier to read, and people are more likely to actually read through it. Then keep it focused on the problem. So as I said, you don't want to mix too much. You want to really, especially in the body, because this is the main part, you want to keep it focused on the thing that you included in the hook. So for example, when you talked about independence in the hook, and you want to highlight this, and you want to target people who want independence, then you want to also do this in your body. You don't want to have a hook where you target people by their high electricity bill, and then they click read more, and they, or on Facebook ads or on your website, they decide to read more, and then they will read a bunch of shit about like the environment and how they can contribute to the future. So you really want this to match, like the body and the hook, and then try to read your ICP's mind. So what are questions, worries, pain points that they may have that hold them back from going solar? So this is like a little deeper into the thing. So your ICP, your ideal customer, most likely, like 100%, they got questions, they got maybe worries, they of course got pain points. Okay, you addressed maybe their pain points with the high electricity bill, but they still, like, they got questions like solar, maybe this sounds too good to be true. They have questions about various things. So you want to basically read their mind and really try to like sit down. I would recommend you to sit down and open like a document or take a pen and paper and write down everything that you can think of that your ICP could basically think of, or any question that they could ask themselves, and you want to try to answer this in your body. So if you want to, like, if you're running paid ads, again, you don't want to do the body too long and put too much information in there. I will show you an example in a second. And you can also get along with doing a body of like 2 lines, so very short copy, just very to the point, and this will probably also work in some cases. But especially if you write like for a landing page or something, you want to really bring in like answer questions and everything that your ICP asks. Then the largest part of the copy is like the body is the largest part of the copy, but shouldn't be longer than 20 seconds if you run paid ads. Again, I said that a million times. So the body is the largest part of the copy, but it shouldn't be too long, especially when you run paid ads. For example, you can say like it shouldn't take longer than 20 seconds to read, and maybe even shorter to what. Yeah, I mean, if in a video you can do it like 20 to 30 seconds watch time, and if you want to if they read it, you should keep it like 20 seconds read time basically. And then I also prepared an example. For example, in the last 4 years, PG&E raised their average electricity rate by around 46. Remember, this is our hook. they decided to keep reading, and this is also related to the hook. So we're not changing the topic. And then good news are that you can produce your own energy and eliminate your electric bill by going solar. This is the first time we bring the solar aspect in there for $0 down. And then they're wondering, okay, how can I go solar for $0 down, and how much will this cost me and actually save me? And they're like confused. So the monthly loan payments of the solar system will be way lower than your electric bill, so you'll save hundreds of dollars every month, even before you paid the system off. So extremely simple. A 5-year-old can understand this. It's very simple. You can go solar for $0 down, and of course it's not free. You will have loan payments, but they will be lower than your electricity bill, and you can basically benefit from this on day one. And you don't need to worry about falling short on electricity. Again, this is like we're reading our ICP's mind. So of course they have objections. They have objections, and they're not 100% convinced on going solar. So we want to address their like objections, the most common objections. So for example, in this case, and you don't need to worry about falling short on electricity. This may be something that they ask themselves. With a storage system, you'll be able to store energy, so you even stay warm on the coldest winter nights. So this is another objection they may have had, that you busted out the way, basically. And then, so stop renting your energy, actually own it, and save thousands along the way. This may be like more of like a part of the call to action already, because after the body the call to action comes. But yeah, I will talk about the call to action in a second. So yeah, basically, yeah, we just again told them to stop renting your energy. This is also like a good keyword that you can kind of use. Stop renting your energy, because many people don't see it this way, but it's actually true. Like the same way they rent their home, they also rent their energy. So people don't want to rent their home, they want to own their home. People don't want to rent their energy, they want to own their own energy. So this is the independence keyword, basically. Then example 2. In the last 4 years, and this is more of a longer example, as you can see, but it's still not too long, but it's longer. So this is more of like the longer side, and even this could be shorter. Like you can also get away with writing a body that's like two lines, especially when you do social media marketing on Facebook. Example 2, in the last 4 years, PG&E raised their average electricity rate by around 46%. Again, good news are that you can produce your own energy and eliminate your electric bill by going solar for $0 down. And then this is like a different structure. We said you may ask yourself, okay, like they read this and they probably understood this, okay, but they have questions. And then we basically come first and we already answer their questions. So you may ask yourself, isn't a solar system very expensive? This is a very common question. Most people think that a solar system is very expensive. No, the monthly loan payment will be way lower than your electricity bill right now. So this is just basically what we said here, but it's structured in a different way. And then another question: will I have electricity when there is no sun? In the sunny times of the year, your system produces more energy than you need, which then gets stored inside your battery to be used in less sunny times. Again, extremely simple. A 5-year-old could understand this. So not too complicated words. And how to come up with those questions, like the third question, what if the solar system doesn't work? All of our systems are covered by a 25-year warranty. This is more of like a company benefit or like another specific benefit. Our experts are always available if there's a problem. So this way you convince them that your company is a good option, basically, and that they don't have to worry about anything. And now, how do you come up with those questions? Of course, there are a million questions that your ICP could ask themselves. And first of all, you won't come up with the perfect ones in the first try. So you will need to have different variations of this, try different questions and different objections, answer different objections, basically. But what you can do, especially when you got like a lot of experience in solar sales and you had quite some appointments with people, with homeowners, then you kind of get an idea like what are frequently asked questions, what are frequent objections that they have, and then you can basically just apply, take those objections and questions and answer them in your copy, and this will be extremely beneficial. Like, this will be the most powerful thing you can do. If they read the copy and you basically answer every objection and every question that they have, they will feel like you read their minds, and they will keep reading the copy and they will do what you want them to do. So this is very important. Then a good call to action. So a good call to action should be very short, one line, again, 1 or 2 lines. It's pretty much the same thing. Then you want to create some kind of urgency. This is something new. You want to create some kind of urgency because you want them to take an action, but they may be like not like, maybe they're only like 70 or 80% convinced, and they will say like, whatever, I will do later, and then they will forget about it, or I don't know. But you want them to take the action right then and there. So you want to create urgency, very important. Then you want to sell the consultation, not solar itself. Again, you don't want to say, if you want to go solar with us, or go solar with us next week by clicking this button. Nobody will click this button, so don't do that. Try to sell the free appointment, the free consultation, or something else. I will again tell you an example in a second. You can also, like, you don't even need to, can take it like one step back and don't even sell the consultation. You don't even need to say, book your free appointment right now with this button. For some people, this is still like there's uncertain, they don't want to do this maybe. So you want to just get them in as a lead. So you give them something. You say something like, see if you qualify, is what works pretty well, because like, they will, like, when they click on this button now, fill out the 30-second form, they will get something. They will see if they qualify, but without basically having like a big obligation to you or your company, or having to do anything big. They just have to fill out a 30-second form, and they will be smarter than they were before. So they will do it, and then you will have their lead, because they will have to fill out the lead capture form, and then you can contact them and basically try to sell them on a free appointment after they saw if they qualified. So this is like, even like you're adding like another step to the funnel, and you're getting more traffic in, more leads in with this strategy, and you can convert them into appointments afterwards. Then you want to tell them what they need to do, what will happen, and how long it's going to take. So you want to be like pretty specific, because uncertainty will make them not do what you want them to do. You don't want to leave them in the dark. You want to tell them exactly what's going to happen, how long it's going to take, and what they need to do. So in this example, again, we have a line, like pretty much here, the line at the end of the body. Incentives won't be there forever, and now it's the best time to educate yourself on solar. This creates the urgency I was talking about, because of course the incentives won't be there forever. Now is the best time, because the world is going green. This transformation is only happening one time, and right now there are those incentives, and it's like a very good time to go solar. So they should take action right now, instead of waiting another month or 2 or 3 or a year. Then we want to tell them what to do. So just be specific. Just click the learn more button and fill out the 30-second form. Very straightforward. They need to click this button. They will have to fill out a form, and how long is it going to take? 30 seconds. So they know exactly what they have to expect. And then to see if you qualify for the 2024 solar incentives, and we will take a look at your situation. So here we have this see if you qualify example. So they know if they do this, they will get this. They will see if they qualify. And for the 2024 solar incentives that we mentioned in the body, for example, and then I also included that you don't have to do this. We will take a look at your situation. So just makes it more personal. This is like teasing the free or the online consultation that they will be able to get after they sign up. But you don't say like book your online consultation. You say, do it indirect and say, we will take a look at your situation. So they can kind of expect something like this. So this is pretty much the whole framework of how to write good solar copy. Again, I will link this Google Doc in the video description if I don't forget it. And you can check this out and start writing your copy today. and use those principles and check every box that's listed on here. Watch the video and write your copy. You can copy some of the examples I used, and again, what I'm trying to preach, like the main thing, you want to be different. So don't just copy paste things, do your own thing, be different, stick out, and you will be rewarded. And yeah, use this for your copy, for your website, landing page, whatever. And I hope this video was kind of helpful. If so, I would very much appreciate if you could hit the like button, maybe subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I upload multiple videos a day on the topic of solar marketing, paid advertising, funnels, automation, copywriting. So you can just subscribe to the channel if you want. And that's it for the video. Thank you.